Hi, my name is James, and I'd like to welcome you back to the Sleep Pod. Every episode, I make up a calming, relaxing, and hopefully slightly amusing story to help you wind down at the end of the day. Or at the beginning of the day, if you work night shifts. Or whenever you're tired, or if you're feeling a little overwhelmed and need a break from reality. Normally, I make up a story that is usually about something a bit silly, like a man with really long legs buying some trousers, or an old lady dabbling in the occult out of boredom. But for this episode, I thought I'd try something a little different. For this episode, you are the main character. So get yourself comfortable, dim the lights, close your eyes, stop operating heavy machinery, and I'll begin. You are lying on the mossy ground, in a clearing, in a forest. In the canopy above you, you spot some birds flying around the leaves and the branches, which are being gently blown by a warm breeze. You watch pinpricks of light poke through between the leaves, casting mottled light on you and the ground around you. You take a deep breath, filling your lungs with the earthy aroma of the woodland. Carefully, you stand up. Take a look around and pick a direction that looks like it's the least amount of effort to walk along. The ground beneath your feet is soft. A layer of old leaves cushions your feet as you step on the occasional twig. It is an old woodland. The path that you are walking along doesn't look like it has a lot of traffic. But it feels very calming, homely, like you've been there before. Maybe you have. It doesn't matter. As you walk, you look at the trees and try to identify what type of trees they are. That one could be an oak tree. It looks the right sort. And although the leaves are high above you, they look like they're the right shape to be the leaves of an oak tree. In the distance, you hear the sound of some animals. Nothing scary, maybe a badger or a squirrel. As you walk, you look down at the old leaves on the floor. Ah, yes. Definitely an oak tree. On the left, you are approaching a pile of leaves that somebody has piled up. You consider this for a moment. It seems like a bit of a waste of time to do that in the middle of some woodland. But maybe the path would be even more leafy if somebody hadn't piled them up to the side. You consider kicking the pile of leaves. Sure, it would be fun, but also maybe a bit too much effort, and you don't want to undo the hard work that, although potentially pointlessly, someone has spent their time achieving. You pass the pile and don't regret not kicking it. The path you are walking on has become wider. The trees slightly further away from you now, although there are more bushes. You have no idea what type of bushes they are. It's not important. All you can hear is the sound of the wind gently rustling the leaves. As the path opens up, the ground becomes firmer. It is clear that, on occasion, vehicles are driven down this path. The dips on the sides of the path are roughly at the same position of a car or van's tyres. Up ahead, you see a gate. Quite a wide gate. It is open. As you approach it, you see a few more details. The gate is made of wood, although it has not been maintained for what looks like a number of years, judging by the peeling paint and slightly wonky angle of the whole thing. You are now stood at the gate. A quiet, rural road stretches out from left to right in front of you. You notice there's a sign near the gate. You turn back to see what it says. It simply contains the word trees. Yes, that is accurate. You turn back to the road. To your left, the road stretches around a corner. Trees and bushes line the road, but there's a small footpath that you could easily walk along. You turn to the right. It looks very similar that way too. You think, which way should I go? You pick a direction and start walking along the footpath. The birds here are a lot more vocal than what they were in the woods. You can hear a wood pigeon and a magpie. And a third type of bird. You think. I recognize the sound that bird is making. It reminds you of home. As you walk along the path, gravel crunches beneath your feet. Crunch, 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 crunch. It is the only consistent sound that you can hear. You start to question whether or not you should have gone the other way. And just as you think, okay, I'll turn around and see what's back that way instead, you spot a sign. You hope it is slightly more informative than the last sign you encountered. As you approach it, you see, through a clearing in some trees, a large building. From this angle, you're not quite sure what it is. It could be a warehouse, maybe a really fancy barn, possibly some kind of factory. Although, the glances that you manage to catch between the foliage, it looks very new, very clean. What a mystery. Just before you come up to the sign, you spot another gate. This gate is also open. You approach the sign and take a few steps backwards so you can read the whole thing. You think, after reading it, how interesting. I had no idea this was here, wherever here is, because the building is the studio for a television shopping channel. You ponder on all the marvelous, interesting, and innovative things that may be contained inside. It truly is a world of endless possibilities. You look at the gate. There's another sign on the gate. Wow, you think. I sure am glad that there are so many signs around here. It is very useful. The sign says, "Visitors, welcome." There's another little sign just below that sign that goes into slightly more detail about how they are very welcome to anybody turning up and having a look around. Wow, you think. That is very lucky. You walk through the gate. The building in front of you looks like it's about 3 or 4 stories high. It has all been painted white one side of the building, you can see a loading area. But on the front of the building, there is another sign. And the sign says, "Visitors, come this way." And there's an arrow pointing towards a door that also has a sign on it that says, "Reception area." That looks like the sensible place to go now. And so you do. The ground is conventional tarmac. There's a few parking spaces to your left and to your right, with a few cars already parked there. It doesn't look like it's a busy day for them, so hopefully you won't be interrupting anything, even though they do really seem open to having uninvited guests arrive. The last thing you would want right now is to be a burden to a business during a workday. As you approach the doors that are signposted as leading to the reception area, you catch a glance of your reflection in the glass that makes up the doors. You see yourself, you smile and wave. As expected, your reflection waves back. You don't feel the need to check around you to make sure that nobody saw you do that, because that is a completely normal thing to do, and don't let anybody say otherwise. You remember what some old influential person in your life once told you. If you can't wave at your own reflection, who can you wave at? Good advice to live by, indeed. As you approach the doors, they slide open, revealing a cool, white interior inside. Although the carpets are grey, which makes sense. No business would want anybody who's just arrived from the woods to walk straight into their building with white carpets. Once you pass through the threshold of the building, you are met by a cooling breeze from the air conditioners above the door. You briefly shiver, but then it's fine because you've gone past the main blowy bit. Actually, it wasn't that cold. It was fine, it just took you by surprise. Now inside, you have a look around. Right in front of you is a reception desk. A man is sat behind the desk there, happily typing away on his computer. Maybe doing an email, or playing Minesweeper. Who knows? To your left is a door that leads to a corridor. You can see it leads to a corridor because there is a large window in the door and also windows either side of the door. There's also a sign on the door that says corridor. To your right is a seating area. The chairs look very comfortable. There is a vending machine that sells a wide variety of snacks and drinks. There's a water cooler and a coffee machine also in this area. Plus there is a table. On the table is a collection of out-of-date magazines. Next to the vending machines, there is a door. This door leads to the restrooms, as is indicated by the sign on the door. Well, you think, you better go introduce yourself. You take a few steps forward, and before you know it, you are at the desk in the reception area. The man looks up from his computer and smiles a warming smile. "Hello," the man says. "Welcome to the Television Shopping Channel Studios. Are you here for any specific reason? Or do you just want a tour and a general look around?" "Hello," you reply. "A tour and a look around, please." The man smiles. "Of course. If I can just get your name, I will make a visitor's pass for you." You nod and give the man your name, or maybe a fake name. It doesn't matter. He's not going to check. He writes the name down using a biro onto a small square of card that contained the word visitor. He pops the card into a small plastic transparent wallet attached to a lanyard and hands it over to you. You look at it. Yes, he has spelled your name correctly. Great. You put the lanyard on and smile. "Okay," says the man. "If you would like to head towards the corridor, someone will meet you in a minute and answer any questions you have." "Thank you," you say, and head towards the corridor. Once again, as you approach the door, it opens all by itself. You realize it is an automatic door because it has started moving by itself. Yes, you think. Things must be going very well in the television shopping industry. No expense has been spared. With a deep breath, you pass through the door and enter the corridor. You find yourself in a long, thin room with a number of doors on either side of you, and another door right at the end on the far side of the room. Ah, yes. The sign was correct. This is indeed a corridor. you slowly start to walk along the corridor. The first 2 doors you pass have no signs on them, and no windows on them either. There is no indication of what is kept inside. Oh well, you think. It can't be anything important. The next 2 doors seem to lead to 2 different warehouse or storage areas. The window in the door on the left reveals a room filled with boxes of all different shapes and sizes, but all more or less the same colour. The standard brown colour that the majority of cardboard is. To your right is also a room filled with boxes, but these boxes are more colourful. Ah, you think. This is where they keep their colourful boxes. You walk a few paces further until you are between another pair of doors. The sign on the door on the left says Research and Development. Through the window, you can see a group of scientists staring at a liquid inside a beaker. One of the scientists is taking notes. Suddenly, the liquid contained within the beaker changes from a transparent colour to a green colour. The colour green. All of the scientists nod enthusiastically to each other, and the one who is writing things down writes some more things down. Ah, you think. Important work is definitely underway in there. I will not disturb them unless I have a guide me through this door. You turn to the door on your right. It's a broom cupboard. You shrug and carry on walking. Oh no, you think. There are no more doors to my left or right. There is just this one large door in front of me. You stand there for a moment and ponder. Would it be rude of me to open the door and go through? Should I wait? And then, right on cue, the door opens itself. But this time, it was not an automatic door. It was opened by a lady. "Hello," she says. She glances at your name tag and then says your name and smiles. You smile back and say, "Hello." "So, would you like a tour and see where all the magic happens?" "Yes," you say. "I can't think of anything else I would like to see right now." "Fantastic," she says. "Come on through." And she ushers you in to a large room. Inside this room, several different sets have been constructed, all for different situations to showcase a wide range of products that they sell. You gaze in wonder. Ah, I recognize that kitchen area and this garden area. In fact, you have seen most of these locations before. You turn to the lady and say, "Wow, I can't believe I'm seeing all of this with my own eyes and not through a camera. It's just like meeting a celebrity or a king." The lady smiles. Yes, everybody says that exact thing whenever they visit. By the way, my name is Clara. Clara Industrial Estate. It's an old family name. It's a bit strange, I know, but I like it. Yes, you say, it's quite the conversation starter. She chuckles. Indeed it is. Anyway, I'm the manager of this company. So if you have any questions, queries, maybe even suggestions, bring them to me, and I will try and answer them to the best of my ability. Okay, you say. Well, I don't have any specific questions, requests, or anything else like that, but I would quite like to see where and how the magic happens. She leads you to the first set, a kitchen. "This is the kitchen," she says. "We use this area for filming anything that's supposed to be set in a kitchen." "Yes," you say. "I have bought one of your spatulas. It's very good." "Thank you," says Clara Industrial Estate. "I am very proud of our spatulas." "So you should be," you say. Next, she takes you to the living room set. "This is our living room," says Clara. The set has been decorated to look like a living room. There is a sofa. Half of the floor is carpeted. The other half is some kind of wood effect laminate. There's a coffee table, chairs, bookcase filled with artificial books, and a pretend window with a backdrop showing a field and a tree. In the middle of the carpeted area, there is an object. "Ah," exclaims Kara. "I see you've spotted my latest invention." You look at it. It is a metal box, about 1 meter tall, and maybe a foot or half a meter wide on each side. It is coloured red. "What is it?" you inquire. "Ah," exclaims Kara. "Well, you've seen all those robot vacuum cleaners that you get these days." You nod. you have seen them. Well, it's like that. But it also has a foot spa inside of it. Would you like to try it out? You think. A robot vacuum cleaner / foot spa. What an age we live in. Yes, please. She smiles and indicates for you to take your shoes and socks off. You do. Clara bends down and pats the metal cube on the top of it twice. A whirring noise starts, and then the lid opens up, revealing 2 foot-shaped holes filled with bubbling water. Step in, says Clara. Okay, you say. Carefully, you lift one leg up and insert it into the left foot hole in the top of the cube. The water inside is warm and slightly bubbly. Yes, this is quite pleasant, you think. And then you pop your second foot in there as well. Wow. This is luxurious. Clara notices how happy you seem. Great, isn't it? She says. You nod. It is. But it gets even better. Watch this. Clara claps her hand 3 times. Beneath your feet you feel a whirring sound. The bubbles gently massaging your feet get a little bit stronger. But wait, there's more. You feel yourself being lifted up slightly. You lean over and spot wheels. Ah, you think. Yes, wheels would help it move. And then slowly, the box starts to move around the floor. A faint sucking sound can be heard. Clara beams with excitement. Great, isn't it? She says. Yes, you reply. So instead of having to vacuum my own floors, I just stand in this box, get my feet deep cleaned, while it moves me around the floor while it cleans. What an innovation! Yes, says Clara. I don't think I'm overselling it when I say I think this could change the world. You consider this for a moment. Yes, you say. I think it could. For 20 minutes, you stand in the foot spa / robot vacuum cleaner as it slowly makes its way around the carpeted section of the set. It was very soothing. The whole time, Clara watches. Eventually, you think enough is enough. There's only so much foot spa a person can have in one day. How do I stop it? You ask. Just clap your hands 3 times, says Clara. And so you do. The bubbles slow down, and the movement stops, and the wheels retract, lowering you down to the floor slightly. Clara hands you a towel. You dry your feet and pop on your footwear. Wow, what an experience, you say. Yes, normally people just use it for a minute, but you've been going around for 20 minutes. That's a lot longer than normal. Oh dear, you say. I'm sorry. No, not at all, says Clara. It's seeing reactions like this that keeps me motivated for my job. But unfortunately, we've run out of time. I can't show you anything else in the tour. Oh no, you say. It's okay, says Clara. To be honest, nothing else is as good as the robot vacuum cleaner / foot spa thing anyway. Oh, you say. Well, okay then. But please feel free to come back any time and see all the other things we have. Okay, you say. I will do that. And then you leave. Outside the studio building, you look up to the sky. The sun has moved significantly since you were last outside. I should probably get back, you think. You walk out through the gate, past the signs. Walk along the road until you find the sign indicating where the trees are. You turn back down that path and slowly make your way through the wooded area. There's no rush. The path you're on gets narrower and narrower. The ground softer and softer. Gradually, the sky above you is covered by the canopy of the trees. After a few moments, you find the spot where you woke up. If you look closely, you can still see the indentation of where you were lying. That's very useful, you think. You lie back in the exact position you were in before you got up, and gently close your eyes and fall into a deep, relaxing sleep. Well, that's it for this week. I'll be back next time with a slightly more normal story. Until then, sleep well. Sleep well. Night, night.